So if you get to a point, be willing to share anything. Like, you find people, it's funny, while we were touring, we'd meet bands that were just there or just hadn't quite cracked the big time. And, they were just mean. Like, they had a chip on their shoulder. And you meet the people that had nothing left to prove. I'll tell you this, Slash was the nicest guy in the world. Casey Kasem, nicest guy in the world. Last year I was doing a thing with Brett Wilson, who was on Dragon's Den. And I've got to know Brett Wilson fairly well. And he's the nicest guy in the world. You can tell. Brett, you can tell, is an intense guy. Like, he's all business. But he's super nice. Yeah. And, if we were to email him right now, he'd get back to me right away. Yeah. So the thing being is that always be cool. And it's like anything else. When you're going up the ladder, on your way down, the people that you stepped on, then they're coming up. Everybody needs each other. And I find that competition's cool and healthy, but it's arts, it's a community, and everybody should try and just pull each other along. Now,
what are you teaching at Algonquin? How long have you been at Algonquin?
8 years. Wow. So I started in September of 2007. So I stopped touring in the summer of 2007, and then it was a weird story. So I woke up, I went to bed that night in Memphis. We just played 2 shows in Memphis. And things were going. It was great. It was 15,000 people at each show. Nice. And we played at AutoZone Park, which is where the Redbirds play, with AAA baseball. Okay. And I said, okay, I'm going to come home. I'm going to do this. I went to bed thinking, what am I going to do when I come back to Ottawa? Flip open my email in the morning, and there's a note from Algonquin saying, hey, your name keeps circulating. We'd love to have you come in for an interview.
How did your name circulate?
Just from the band, like most people knew that I was running the business side of the band.
Okay. All right. And so what is the course?
It's called Introduction to Music Industry Arts.
Okay.
Oh, cool. And so there's recording, there's law, there's business, there's marketing, there's history, there's performance, there's songwriting, and all these different, it's a full-time program. So I teach them in the fall. I teach them the business of music and how record companies work and managers work and agents and touring and all that. And in the wintertime, I teach them marketing. And so even this year, it's pretty cool. So we're involved right now with the students in the Google Online Marketing Challenge. Yeah. So the kids learn all about AdWords, and they have to go out and find a client and market them online through Google. So we do that. Then I teach a couple other courses unrelated to music. The college is saying, okay, you know what, this has worked out well. Let's try them here and here. So I do a thing called Behind the Scenes. And so we do all kinds of, it's basically career day. Mm-hmm. That's and cool. Then I teach a marketing and entrepreneurship as well, too, over there. So
are we seeing some good changes in our students? Are you seeing some very creative ideas, outside the box thinking here?
Yeah, there's some cool things. And, they get excited about different ideas, and because they're young though, right? So when we graduated from high school, you boys look younger than me. Wait, did you do grade 13?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so grade 13, I think, was getting rid of grade 13. I think was a problem. Yeah. So these kids come in, they're 17 years old, they're 18 years old.
No clue what they want to do.
They have no idea. That extra year helped them mature a little bit more.
Even then, they still didn't have a clue.
Well, that's it, right? And so they come in, they take this music program, and they come in like, oh, I want to be a producer. It's like, okay. And then 3 weeks later, oh, you know what? That management thing sounds cool. And then like, oh, I want to do this, or I want to do this.
At least they got a good broad range.
And that's the idea. The idea is not to get a job per se, but it's to get your feet wet. And it's like, I look at it as grade 13 with a concentration in music. Nice. And to see these students from September to April, how they mature, and then April to September the following year, they're not even the same people. And the cool thing is, for Ottawa Special Events, I have them essentially for an 8-month job interview. So if you're late, your assignments are late, or whatever, because they all want to apply here and they all want to work here in the summer. And all of the guys, like the gentleman that phoned me, he was my student 4 years ago. Joel downstairs graduated last year. Nick's on vacation right now. He was a student last year. They're all former students.
Wow, that's good.
So I sort of still have that scary teacher hat. I have the boss hat. They don't know which way is up right now. So
that's great.
And will you be doing Toy Mountain again?
Yeah, we're always trying to get involved with different charitable things in the city. So one of the things that we're doing right now, so Toy Mountain we did last year and the year before. And specifically the year before because they sent out a request and they didn't have toys for boys and girls 10 to 12. So there's a YouTube. You can go on and search Toy Mountain. There's YouTube videos, and it's awesome because the staff donates their time. We donate the popcorn and the cotton candy and the machines, and then we take all that money and the kids go. My staff go on a shopping spree. So one thing that we're trying to do right now is get something going with the city for guns and gangs. A lot of them don't want to play hockey. They don't want to know how to skate or whatever. So we're trying to implement live music and recording seminars for these 13 to 17-year-old kids in some of the troubled neighborhoods or neighborhoods that need something new. So the city, I've met with 5 or 6 city councilors. They're all into it. So we're just trying to put together basically a little mini curriculum. So how do you record? How do you do this? Right now we've got recording software. We've got a mic in front of us. That's cool. But a lot of people don't even know how to do that at that age. So it's like, okay, you want to learn how to rap? You want to learn how to play guitar? We're going to go in and offer these free things through the city.
That's awesome.
To try and help out.
And how's that going? Are we still on pace to get that started this year?
Yeah, we're still going to be working on that. We're hoping to get going right around this time. It's been pushed a little bit. So we're looking now maybe doing something later in the summer or fall. Only because of our schedules. The city wants to potentially move ahead at some point, but just they know that June's a write-off for us. Boys, you guys do one for June. You should come work with us in June.
Yeah, I did. I was a 10-person. 10-person. I worked. I worked in Guelph between my first and second year of university.
Oh yeah.
At Royal Rentals, a rental company as well. It actually changed my life because I was in software engineering in the first year. I was very good at it, but I hated it, right? And I got to meet so many diverse people while working on the tents, long hours, outside, not in front of a computer.
Right.
So I was on in the Cube van driving to a show one day when I called up University of Ottawa from Guelph, and I said, "Get me out of software engineering. I can't go back. Like, I'm dreading going back."
Right.
So it changed my life. It was
Awesome.
opening up. So I think it's a great job because you're outside,
sure.
you're working hard. You get the beautiful weather. You work your ass off, but
Sure.
it's you feel good at the end of the day.
I think the boys too. They come in and they're young, right? They're young-minded. Joel right now, he came in yesterday. We were sitting here with how he thinks the place can run more efficiently.
That's great.
So
That's awesome.
And he's 20 years old, and it's like not like he's like, okay, because the worst thing that we can all do is like a toxic personality where it's like, okay, well, this doesn't work for me. Well, why not? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So he looks at it and says, here's all of these things that I think that they're just ideas, but I think it would make the place run smoother. And so Pete and I were looking at each other going,
Isn't it great when
he's
people
not wrong.
instead of complainers on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else where they just complain, it's a lot better when they come up with a solution and can instead of yelling at you or putting it down, just go, I think this might work better. Just take a look at the idea. Here's the solution.
Sure.
Well, and you
It's
taught him,
amazing.
right? So
Well,
that's a good thing, too.
I don't know if I taught him, but yeah, no, but the thing is, solution people are far better than toxic people.
Yeah.
And that was a cool thing with him yesterday. He sat right there and he has his notebook out, and you can tell he's been writing these notes forever, and it was awesome. And we encourage everybody. This is all open communication, and the boys know if they want to see the books or what a show cost. Because everybody, when you're running a business, and as you guys probably know too, with your line of work, everybody sees what the cost is.
Yeah.
Right. Or what the client is charged. Yeah. Well, in order to make that amount of money, it costs us this amount of money to make this tiny little piece of it, right?
Yeah.
So, the boys know if you want to go and check the books and see what everything costs, the Vicky in the office will show you. Mm-hmm. We don't hide any. It's almost like a public company, almost. Like you want to go down and do your own little mini check of our books. Staffers, go ahead. I don't know how many owners of a business would have their employees go in and look at the numbers and do that. But
Not many.
Yeah, we're open.
I think if more did that, you'd see a lot more successful businesses, small businesses. So
people stay places because they feel they can achieve something.
absolutely.
And so they look at it going, okay, here's what we made. I think we can make more money here. Or if we did this differently, guys, I think we're all going to make more money. And if you put people in that sense of empowerment and they feel they can achieve something, they're going to stay forever.
Yeah.
We've only had, in 5 years, I've had one guy leave to go to. I think I've only had 2 people leave in 5 years.
Oh, that's good.
And
How many people are working here now?
15-ish.
15-ish. Wow. Congratulations.
So one just got a job in Toronto, and it was another production company, and it's Toronto.
Yeah.
So I don't have an issue with that. Another lad, his dad worked at the Mint, and his dad said, "When you can work at the Mint with me," so he went down and did that. So all I'm saying is that, you know, when staff stay somewhere, you know, I think it's a reflection of the team, and you know, money for me, I don't think money motivates people at all.
No.
Everybody thinks if you're making, let's say, $15 an hour, and I say I'm going to give you 40, what more am I going to get out of that? Mm-hmm. People aren't motivated by money. They're motivated by the money's the reward, but it's not the motivation.
No.
And because you'll see people go, you know what, they have an offer, let's say somewhere else, and we'll pay you twice as much, and so on. They don't go because money's not the motive. They like it where they are, right?
Yeah.
So,
I was having that exact discussion the other day, and I'll tell you about that after. But we got to get going. Events going on this weekend. We ran out of time. Thank you so much.
sorry, dude.
No worries. Awesome interview. Next week we have Majid Maharabin. He's a public speaker. Awesome guy. Events this week. Saturday, I'm going to be taking part in the Spring Fashion Show with Marcel Benedict, so I will be a male model there. Andrew, you can come watch me walk the runway.
I'd love to.
12:15 at Sante. You got a rare night at Makerspace. Grand opening for the Ottawa Wood Workshop, so that's an interesting thing coming to Ottawa.
For sure.
Ottawa Tool Library has an Indiegogo campaign that you can help fund, so that's going to be an awesome campaign for people that don't have tools. They can go to just like a library of books. They go there,
Awesome.
sign out tools out. They just need more money so they can get a physical shop because it's a library, right? It's totally different and a lot, you know. It's a great idea.
So they don't have a shop right now?
They don't have a shop right now.
Crazy.
So, but they're trying to raise money on Indiegogo. So, a rare nights at Makerspace. You got the Cottage and Backyard show at the EY Center.
Yeah.
On the 13th, you got beer, barley, and food at the Clock Tower. $30, all you can eat. Awesome chefs. There's about 6 top chefs there. Rockcliffe Park School book sales on this weekend. You want to get books from that place. It's awesome. Art Battle 259 at Arts Court. Hip Hop Karaoke. Blake Sutherland at Soho. What do you got, Miller?
Capital Burlesque Expo kickoff. I think that's actually what you signed up for.
Yeah.
That you're going to be modeling in. That's at Fat Boys.
I can only wish.
Fat Boys on Friday night.
I can only wish. We'll leave you with one last song from the Riot Police. Thank you so much, Michael. It was a pleasure for having us here.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah, thank you.
This last song will be She Knows because she always does.
They do.
They always do. They always do. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great week. Cheers.
Sometimes I get lost.